Actually, it's funny, someone said to me about this album, it sounds like the Salvation Army coming for the end.
Because how do you usually start your tweaking around on knobs and synthesize and effects? Is there at some point, is that the way some of your songs get to life because of this?
Definitely. I mean, I'm open to all kinds of sound potential, you know. Maybe this couch is the one, or maybe, yeah, the sound of an era. Maybe just plugging a cable into a pedal and like, oh, hang on. You know, you've got to be open, I think. You've got to have a little bit of a plan, but you've got to be open to possibilities as they arise, I think. So yeah, anything goes in this day and age, right? You can record stuff really easy with your phone or with, you know, mics all around.
Yeah, you mentioned you need to have a plan because technically everything seems possible nowadays.
Right.
So,
right.
so how do
Deadline as well helps, you know.
Yeah, maybe to get back to the discipline thing, is that something that works for you, to have a deadline or somebody who's behind you that says, well, you have to finish something now or do something now? Or?
I kind of wish it didn't, but it does, yeah. I mean, this album was crazy like that. I mean, I think it took 5 months from the recording beginnings to like when we hit stop on the final mix, you know. So it was, for me, that was quick, you know. And I think it really did, it does help to have like people waiting and like little meetings in advance and like, you know, studio dates booked, and you see the calendar and you think, shit, I've really got to finish this, and you know it's not finished maybe. A lot of the times when I went in to do stuff on this album, even the final mix, I knew songs were not really done. But there's something sweet about things kind of having a little bit of like, you know, their fragile innards showing, you know what I mean? Sometimes it looks cool just to have a ragged edge on something, you know?
That's true. Yeah, you said people waiting. There was a time that, yeah. What is the point for you when you say, well, I'm ready to start working on an album? Is that something you're continuously doing, or is it at a point that you think, well, I've found a new sounds, I found new ways to create things, I want to record it and put it on an album? When is this point for you?
Right, I mean, with me this time around, it was Beck calling me, which actually has prompted a start to recording again.
Can you mention what he said when he found you?
Well, he was just kind of like reaching out to me. I think, in general, he's finished his recording contract with Interscope Records, which I think was long. And he did a lot of great albums for Interscope, and I think he was kind of looking at his career. I mean, some of this is speculation, but you know, I'm just trying to imagine what he was thinking. I don't really know, but he's obviously like kind of got to this point where he's kind of like, what's next? You know, Beck's really a character that's always thinking about what's next. You know, if it from the website and the nature of the internet presence of music and who he is as an artist, who he wants to be. And so I think the fact that we'd met in the past and that we'd done some stuff, and I think he found me an interesting, perhaps naive musician, you know, and that he could maybe work with. And I had an open eye and open ear to different sounds. I think after he'd finished working on Charlotte Gainsbourg, he was probably thinking, who next, you know? And so, so he called me and wanted to see if he could help me produce a new record. It was brilliant timing, actually, because I'll admit, I wasn't really thinking about starting, you know.
At what stage, what was your life at the moment that he called you? What was it like?
I was actually out shopping. I was actually buying some fish, and it was quite a random, everyday moment in a way.
But more in a broader sense? I mean, you were just hanging around or doing regular things?
There's a lot of fish. There was a lot of fishing. I mean, I just moved to New York, and so that was a big shift for me. I'd moved from living in Berlin for a long time to New York, and I was just thinking, oh, you know, I could be a tourist, maybe go and find some good pizza and, you know, hang around. But no, it was straight back in the studio, writing a new album. So it was a random thing, but one of those happy random moments. For how long? I couldn't say no to an offer like recording with Beck, and you know, it was a brilliant thing.
Did you say, well, you were recently installed? For how long were you already in New York when he called you?
Not long at all. I think that was the month that I was there, you know. So Yeah, pretty much immediately.